Hello everyone. Last time we have seen the machine vision system. Now today we are going to see the interferometer. So, so normally the interferometry is the branch of science which is concerned with the rays of light and their combinations so that their sensations to the eye are studied. Okay. So light waves in these light waves interacting with each other is the wave effect which is made visible for measuring purpose. Okay, and the phenomena of interaction is known as interference, and all the instruments, okay, which is designed to measure this interference are known as interferometer. Okay, so first let us see the principle. So this is the principle that if two rays of same wavelength which meet at some point and the mutual interference occurs, and the natural interference which depends on phase of two waves at their meeting point. Okay, just now we have seen, so I am going to repeat it once again, that the interferometry is a branch of science which is concerned with the rays of light and their combinations so that their sensations to the eyes are studied, and the light waves which interacts with each other is the wave effect which is made visible for measuring purpose, and the phenomena of interaction. Okay, so the phenomena of this interaction is known as interference, and the instrument which is designed to measure the interference are known as interferometer, and this is the principle. Okay, that is, if the light rays of having the same wavelength are in phase, then they combine to give increased resultant amplitude, and thus intensity of resultant is maximum. And if the light rays differ by phase difference, then no maximum intensity of resultant. That is, if rays are in opposite phase, then resultant amplitude will be zero. That means there is no light cannot be seen. So we will see further. So there are the types of interference, that is NPL flatness interferometer, Peter NPL interferometer, laser interferometer. So out of this, today we will see the one that is NPL flatness interferometer. Okay, so here the diagram is there. So first see the different parts. Okay, then we will see the working. So let us see. If you see at the top, the light source is there, okay, and bottom condensing lens, grain filter, pinhole, glass plate reflector, collimating lens, optical flat, workpiece, base plate, and on the side the eye is there. Okay, so let us see the working, but before that, here the fringes are there. This we will see later on. First we will see the working of this interferometer, how it works. Okay, so here the light, okay, the light which is from a mercury vapor lamp, okay, is condensed in condensing lens, and it pass through a green filter, and it pass through a green filter, so that which results in a green monochromic light source. Okay, so due to that, it what happens, the green monochromatic light source is formed, and this light is passed through the pinhole. Okay, this monochromic uh, green light, this monochromatic green light is there, and this pass through the pinhole. Okay, it passed through a pinhole, giving an intense point source of monochromatic light. Okay, Then so after that, therefore the collimating lens, okay, so whatever the, here you can see the collimating lens is there. The collimating lens projects a parallel beam of light onto the face of the gauge, okay, the face of the gauge to be tested via an optical plate. Or the collimating lens, what it does, it projects, okay, the collimating lens is there, what it does, it projects parallel beam of light onto the workpiece, okay, through this optical flat, okay. So this what happens, due to this what happens, whatever the result is there, it is in the form of interference fringes, okay, and the light beam which carries an image of these fringes is reflected back, okay, and it is directed by 90 degree by using this glass reflector mirror, okay, and hence it can be viewed through eye over here, okay. So if you see here two fringes are there, okay, here you can see the fringes which are parallel and equal are there, but here there are unequal fringes are there, okay. So here you can see that in figure A, the fringes are parallel and equal in number of and in equal number on the surfaces, okay. So that whatever the two surfaces are there, they are parallel, okay, the two surfaces are there which are parallel. And here you can see the number of fringes is unequal, okay, since the base plate, okay, yeah, here you can see the base plate is ensured to be perfectly flat and the workpiece surface has a flatness error, okay, here you can see the flatness error is there, okay. That means here if you take a workpiece A and B, and when you see the workpiece A, okay, from this mercury lamp, it passes through condensing lens, then through green filter, then through a pinhole, then it passes, it goes in a collimating lens, okay, and here the parallel rays falls on this workpiece and it is reflected back at 90 degree on glass, it reflected back on glass plate reflector where the rays are reflected at 90 degree. Here you can see the fringes, okay, and if the surface is flat parallel, okay, if the surface is flat, then you can see such type of fringes, okay. Here you can see the fringes are equal and parallel with the base plate fringes. And here if you see, if there is some error in the workpiece, then you can see here the fringes pattern, okay. Here you can see in case 1, if flatness is there, all fringes are parallel, and here the fringes are unequal, okay. Why? Due to the flatness error, okay. This is what the flatness can be checked by using this interferometer. Now let us see some cases, that is, let us see the first case, okay. Here it is, the working is there, okay. Here you can see the spherical surface, okay. Here you can see the pattern which is observed, okay. If the work surface is spherically convex, okay, the fringes, you can see the fringes are concentric circles, and here you see the contact is made at the center high point, okay. And here each each fringe, here you can see, as it touching at the top portion of the surface, hence it is showing in dark. And here you can see at this center high point, which is dark, each fringe, okay, whatever the fringes are there, each fringe represents change in elevation of work relative to optical flat. Okay, as the surface move away from the contact, moves away from this high point, okay, the fringes patterns thickness, you can see it is going to change. Okay, so whenever there is a convex surface, here you can see the fringe pattern produced on a convex surface. Here you can see, as the angle between the surface and the optical flat increases, the fringes become narrower and more closely spaced. Okay, as angle increases, here you can see it becomes the narrower and more closely spaced. Okay, here you can see the less space is there as angle is increasing. Okay, so let us see the second case for concave surface. Okay, now here you can see the concave surface produces the same concentric circle pattern. Okay, now if the optical flat, whatever the optical flat is there, if it is pressed slightly, so what happens, whatever the, here you can see, so whatever the pattern, okay, the center of fringe pattern is there, it moves to the side. Okay, it is shifted to the side, and outer fringe, okay, whatever the outer fringe is there, it move closer together. Okay, so the surface is convex. Okay, so here you can see, okay, if you slightly touch to this optical flat on here, what happens, whatever the fringe pattern here at the center is there, it moves to the side. Okay, so this is what happens in the interferometer. Now further see the fringe patterns and the resulting surface conditions. You can see the different fringe patterns are over here, and based on that we can see the surface conditions. Okay, now let us see the first A fringe pattern. If you see here, the block is there, okay, and here you can see. So if we see such pattern, that then we can see the block is nearly flat along its length. Okay, so here it is nearly flat. Now in B, here the fringes curves towards the line of contact. Okay, so that what I have, so that it showing that the surface is convex and it is high in the center. Okay, now next, that is the surface C. If you see such type of pattern, then surface is concave, and there are, if you see finally at the center, the fringe patterns are rare. Okay, so here you can see the surface is concave and low in the center. And D, if you see such type of patterns, then the surface is flat at one end but becomes increasingly convex. Okay, if you see such type of pattern, that then you can see that the surface is flat at one side and it is becoming increasingly a convex. Okay, next, that is E fringe pattern. Okay, that means the surface is progressively lower towards the bottom left hand corner. Okay, and last, that is the F. Here you can see the 2 point, it appearing some 2 points. That is, here there are two types of contact is there, which are higher compared to the other blocks. Okay, so here we have seen the working of interferometer, the fringe patterns. Okay, so today we are going to stop over here. Thank you.